Hello everyone. Today is Friday, August 31st. It's 3:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's about an hour before the regular session close. And you can see my computer clock on my right. On my left is the time in sales, the E-mini S&P currently trading at 2897.50. Really great day for the Autotrader today. First up is the DAX on the Super Renko 14 tick with the $3,500 goal. And this had our very familiar, much talked about back-to-back pattern with both a long and a short trade back-to-back, and a really great signal here before that. But we have a limit order on this setup with only a 4-tick pullback. But if you look here, there's no bar, no tail on the second bar, so this obviously did not pull back in time to fill our limit order. There's a tail on this bar. This bar traded up here, but with Renko bars, we don't know for sure if price traded from the high to the low of the bar if there's no tail on the bar. So we didn't get filled on our limit order here because this is right at the open of the London session, 3 a.m. Eastern Time. And so we didn't get filled, or this would have hit our goal earlier. But in spite of that, this is a pretty classic pattern. You have a rundown and you have about a 50% retracement here, and then another move, probably 61 or 78%. I'm going to just draw my Fibonacci extension here. Let's see what this looks like. The markets often trade very symmetrically, so our Fibonacci extension tool, here it is, a 76% retracement, and then this retracement here was 61% pullback, almost to the numbers. So this market traded very technically today, as you can see, and in spite of all the Fibonacci and all the order flow and all that, the Autotrader caught a couple of trades and hit its goal of 3,500. So none of that stuff is needed with the Autotrader. Having this knowledge can help you to project profit goals and so forth. If you're really savvy, you might have, got a few ticks more out of this exit by exiting manually. But nevertheless, spectacular performance on the DAX this week. Okay, just want to remind everybody that I think next Thursday or Friday I'm going to do a webinar open for the public. I'll be announcing the links probably on Monday. Next up is the DAX on a 34 Heikin-Ashi chart. If I tighten up the chart here, we can see our equity curve is generally to the upside. There was a drawdown here earlier of about $600 per contract, so quite a bit of volatility on this chart. This is a smaller time frame, but that the Autotrader recovered from a deficit of minus 1,200 to basically hit its goal of 2,000 and have positive slippage is pretty impressive. So very active, quite a few trades, but it ended up hitting its goal. So you just never know how things are going to play out. Okay, we have an open position in the NASDAQ on a 5-minute chart here. We have two trades, a long and a short. We have a closed P&L of 810 and an open P&L of just a few dollars, and it looks like the market's coming back here. So remains to be seen what's going to happen here. Okay, the DAX on a Super Renko 14 tick with the $2,000 goal has a little bit tighter money management. We're trailing at 40 ticks, where the higher goal is trailing at 70 ticks. And this hit its goal of 2,000 for the day on the two back-to-back long and short trades. Okay, the DAX on a 150 Heikin-Ashi chart had some volatility, but never had a negative drawdown. It had an equity high of about 1,400 and then settled at 1,225 for the day on this last trade here. Okay, the ES on a Super Renko 4 tick has a goal of 1,050, I believe. And so this is trading two contracts, and it hit its goal of 1,050. Pretty impressive here. This has a higher time frame filter of a Super Renko 6. Okay, the super consistent crude oil on a Super Renko 8 tick with our line break logic hit its goal of 1,000 with a couple of ticks of slippage on just 2 trades here. Pretty impressive on this chart over a good period of time. The E-mini S&P on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi chart did 937.50 for the day and had a minor drawdown of about 100 per contract. This is using our line break logic as well. The E-mini S&P on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi chart did 937.50 for the day. Our goal on this is 1300, so shy of its goal. This is using our line break logic. Pretty nice looking signals on the indicators here. Okay, impressive looking chart on the E-mini S&P Super Renko 6 tick. A single trade, trading 3 contracts, bought us most of the way to our goal, and then we hit our goal with this short move here, and this did 1,025. Our goal is 1,050. The crude oil on a Super Renko 6 tick. If you look at the equity curve here, we see that the losers are pretty small here and that the winners are larger, and so we have a pretty nice looking equity curve, and this hit its goal of 1,000 with 1 tick slippage per contract. The E-mini S&P on a regular 5 Renko chart had an equity high of about 900 and settled at 787.50. The E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 2 tick chart hit its goal of 750, and really excellent trade here. When people ask how do you avoid noise or chop, the higher time frame is a pretty good solution. You can see this chop here, but none of these whipsaws were taken because of the higher time frame not allowing it. Same thing here, all these swings. That's how we're able to trade this small of a chart and not get whipsawed by all these trades here. So solid performance here with 1 tick of positive slippage. The crude oil on a 150 Heikin-Ashi chart had a bit of volatility today, but finished at 530 on 2 contracts. The NASDAQ on a Precision Renko 16 tick 150 had an equity high of about 600 and closed at 405. Okay, next up is the Dow E-mini contract on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi chart. This had an equity high of about 850 on this excellent short trade here with excellent placement and really solid indicators, signals, and then had a couple of losers here and gave some back to finish at 535 for the session. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a 2587 Heikin-Ashi chart drew down about 200 per contract with 2 losers here, and then recovered it on this excellent long trade and finished at a modest 212.50 for the day. That's all for today.